off the hop, first things first, am I tired? Yes. Do I have a zit coming in here and also one back here? Also yes. However, did I also make peanut butter cookies? Yes. Glad we got that out of the way. I can't believe I'm already fucking doing a season 3 recap. Make it stop. Make it slow down. Make it. Where's Willow? I need to spell. Okay, I feel like I say this every time. I probably do. However, as I was getting ready today, see, I had I had an outline. And then as I was getting ready, God, I was thinking of so many more things, and now I added so many more things, and now I don't have an order anymore, and it's a little chaotic, and I'm a little panicked about it because I feel like I'm just gonna ramble. Why do I have so much I feel like I have to say about season 3? Like I feel like I have a lot to say. So listen, disclaimer, bear with me. Organization of thoughts is not a strength I have. And I also want to say, this is all just shit from my brain. I don't really claim to know anything. And honestly, you could change my mind in a second. I don't really have a hard stance on much. That's kind of a lie. But these are just my opinions. And so, yeah, just take them as that. I understand that Buffy has a lot of opinions and a lot of different voices. And that's what makes it fun. So just think of me as another little voice. Okay, I'm just a sprinkle of salt on your bagel. Yeah, I could have done better there. Buffy season 3. Look, it was really good. And I kind of feel like this season felt the most like cohesive. It felt like very consistent. I felt like every time I watched an episode, something was pushed forward. There's small exceptions, I guess, but even the small exceptions where episodes maybe varied from the main storyline, whatever, I still feel like it pushed it forward in a way. So yeah, I think season 3 in terms of like consistency, overall being a season in a little package, was the best at that. But I don't think I like it more than season 2 and 1. Please don't hate me. Please don't hate me. Because listen, I liked it a lot. I'm going to get into all of the reasons why I liked it a lot. But there was just something about season 2 that was so fucking good. We know exactly what that was. Okay, we know exactly what that thing was. What if we never beat that? Okay, no, we're not going there. Please hear me when I say I really liked season 3. I thought it was really good. I just necessarily wouldn't say that it's been my favorite so far. Okay, since season 2 and 1 are tied on my little thing, season 3. But it's still great. Let's get into the reasons why it's great. What I think I liked most about season 3 was the growth of characters for all of them, I think. Honestly, and the growth of relationships between them. I think the character development in this season was really good. I was looking back at like all of the episodes trying to think of like which ones were my favorites and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, Anne. That's where we started? We started at Anne. Does that not feel like a different lifetime? Like, honestly, Buffy ran away and she was all by herself. And that was a pretty cool episode, actually. But that's where we started. Holy, that's crazy. It felt so isolating. You know what I mean? Like it felt so Buffy and then the rest of the team. And then by the end of season 3, it felt so Buffy and the rest of the team. You know what I mean by that? I hope so. I think Buffy went through a lot in season 3, coming back. The relationship with her mom was all over the place. The relationship with Angel was like non-existent. He was gone. And it was a lot. And then to see where we ended, I think it's cool to look at the relationship of Buffy and her mom. Let's just start there, okay? I actually think it grew a lot. And obviously that comes with Mama J understanding what the fuck's going on. Well, as much as she can understand, but trying to understand. I actually really enjoyed them this season. Mama J kind of trying to like figure out what to do. The episode where she like showed up with like cookies or whatever the fuck it was. That was so cute. And then, she did get kidnapped and tortured. That was kind of wild. Wow, yeah, that happened. And then at the end of the season, Buffy sending her mom away. I think about that so much because at the beginning of the season, it was Buffy running away and like her mom being upset about it. And then there's something that where now at the end of the season, Buffy's like sending her mom away to keep her safe, and the full understanding of that. I don't know. I just really liked it. I really like that fucking relationship this season. I think it's come a long way. And I'm excited to see like where it goes from here, because now Buffy's probably moving out of the house. I mean, I don't know. She's going to college there. So she technically probably could live at home. That'd be smart, like money-wise. But it's a TV show, so she'll probably live at the university, like in residence. Anyway, I'm interested to see how that goes, because her mom kind of has to like let her go in a different way. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Anyway, I mean, it wasn't a very prominent relationship throughout this year. Like, it wasn't like Buffy Roop, their relationship, but it is something that I like think about a lot, and was like, huh, that's really interesting how far we've come with old Mama J, you know? What are we talking about? Relationships or growth of character? See, I'm already off, but it's fine. Okay, so let's talk about Roop and Buffy. I feel like I say this all the time though, so I'm not even going to go into depth about it because you guys get it. But that relationship is so fucking special. I really liked that it was like tested a little bit, a lot, with the whole like Slayer test thing. I don't know. And then like Wesley coming in and just it's solid, like Roop just always being there. Because he didn't have to be, but he wasn't going to leave Buffy. They're just so special. Obviously, I really like seeing Willow growing as a witch and as a person. She's really kind of come out of her shell, huh? I like how she like knows her strengths. Yeah. I really like seeing Willow blossom. She's so fucking cute. I'm excited to see that continue. I just feel like she's going to be like the best witch ever. Maybe she'll be able to like teach people, you know? Yeah. Anyway. Okay, let's talk about Xander. You know what? I am... What the fuck? I'm just so proud of him. I actually think that season 3 is Xander's season, in a way. In a way. Obviously it's not. But I feel like he's so much more now. And he went through a lot. And I think I think he had the most growth this season. And he's so kind and funny. And that's good. Those are good things to be. And having the season end with him like having such a big part in the old takedown, I think was really special, actually. And maybe one of my favorite parts of season 3. What the fuck? I don't know what's happening to me. What is this? What's happening to me? Don't answer that. Never mind. Okay. Xander growth. Let's cross that off the list. Okay. You know what? I'm not just going to do all the things I like and then all the things I didn't like. I'm going to mix them up because I feel like being a little chaotic today. Let's talk about the elephant in my room. The cheating thing with Willow and Xander and why I hated it. I just didn't like it. And maybe it's just a me thing, but here's the thing about cheating storylines. I genuinely, and please, I'm sure there are some, but I have genuinely never watched a show where I feel like a cheating storyline made the show better. I like when I think of all of them, I feel like you could have removed those and it would still be just as good. So I always feel like they're kind of ugh. And the thing that sucks is like, maybe it was just the timing of it, because I really wanted Xander and Willow to be together at one point. I was like really there, but they had found people and they were happy. And I'm not going to say that it didn't make sense, because it makes sense. Like, they've had a crush for a long time and like exploring, and you're in high school and you're not always thinking of other people's feelings. Like, I get it. Okay. But I also just was like, ugh, like, ugh, I just, ugh, like couldn't wait for it to be over. especially because I kind of felt like I knew how it was going to end. And maybe that's actually it. Maybe if it's like a cheating storyline where you're like, ooh, what's the person going to decide? But there was really never any doubt in my mind that like Xander and Cordy were going to break up over it and Willow and Oz were going to stay together. So it didn't add anything. Ugh, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. So it's like the elephant of season 3, the cheating thing. Blech. Didn't love it. The other thing that I was like, I feel a little empty or unsatisfied about is like Angel and Roop. Because I feel like it could have been so interesting to like really dive into that. And I understand that we got like that moment where like Angel went to Roop's house and was like, we need help. And there was like, and Roop, you guys know the moment. But then it just kind of like fell off. Like not completely, but I wish it would have got more. I wish there would have been more conversation. I wish there would have been more obvious animosity, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know, but I'm not a writer. So I just wish there would have been more. I think there could have been some shit added. He killed Cal, man. He didn't kill Cal, but he killed Cal. And it's just, that's so interesting. That's so fucking interesting, right? So I wish we could have gone deeper into that. But maybe that's my own like selfishness because I just want anything related to Cal. Maybe it's me that didn't let it go so easy. I don't know. I think that could have been a really cool thing to dive deeper into and have be a part of the season. Just a thought. That's just a thought. Okay, let's talk about Faith. I have Faith written down like 6 fucking times here. Obviously, I really like her. Could you tell? Listen, okay, I really like the actor, obviously. But listen, I really like the character. Because I remember saying like that I wish Kendra hadn't died because I thought it was so interesting to have 2 Slayers and like having them interact and having them be so different. So they really just said, well, here's another one. Okay, here's Faith. And she's basically a direct contrast of Buffy. And God, it's so cool. It's so interesting. I love that. I love how differently they see being a Slayer. I love how different they are. I think Faith is just, probably one of my favorite characters. Yeah. Not just because the actress. Okay, I fucking promise. But that helps. I actually think, I don't know how to like put this into words, so maybe I'll just like ramble and maybe it'll make sense. But I feel like Faith's character journey in season 3 is kind of one of the coolest that I've ever really thought of, because she was brought to us is this direct kind of mirror of Buffy. That's how she's kind of like introduced to us, as this mirror of Buffy, and becomes one of us, and then kills someone. I just say that so casually, and then kind of recognizes how different she is and that she doesn't really care that she killed someone, and goes from being one of us to being the enemy and becoming almost like this direct mirroring of Bad Angel. Do you know what I mean? Because like last season 2, obviously Angel, one of us, and then becomes enemy. And Faith, same thing. But it was cool because Faith was like Buffy, and then Faith went to being like Bad Angel. But opposite. But mirrored. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. It does up here. That's where it counts. So I like when I think of Faith and her little character arc, it's like maybe one of my favorites like in any show I've watched. And it's kind of, I'm 50-50 on this. It's kind of cool that it happened all in one season, and also kind of wish it had happened over a longer period of time. Here's why. This is for way later, but we're getting into it now. The arc of Bad Angel. Okay, I have many thoughts. First of all, I want to note while I go through I understand that like Faith isn't necessarily like the big bad of the season. That's the mayor. But because I correlate Faith and Bad Angel in my brain, this makes sense to me. So maybe just hold on, just hang on for the ride. Okay. So Angel, the arc of Angel to Bad Angel versus like Faith to Bad felt so much more emotional to me. And I think when I think about it, I'm like, why? Because I don't even love Angel. But I think it's because he was with us for so long. Like, it was longer. It was like we saw him like in the pilot, right? Very early in season 1. And he was like established as one of us. So I think we just had more time to understand that he was like quote unquote good. Okay. And then so him turning quote unquote like bad felt so much more impactful. Whereas like Faith, it all happened in one season, which I do think is kind of cool, but also I'm like, oh man, I kind of wish it wouldn't have happened so fast, because maybe it would have felt more impactful. Because here's the thing. When Angel was bad, I was like, holy fuck, like this sucks for Buffy. Great for me. Sucks for Buffy. And with Faith, I felt that, but like not as deep. I don't know how else to explain it other than that. I just didn't feel it as deep. Does that make sense? So yeah, I'm 50-50 on like, I like that Faith's whole thing happened in season 3 versus like, it would have been cool maybe if she could have like fought alongside of Buffy all of season 3 and then like turned bad in season 4, but then that's just like too much the same. Anyway, lots of thoughts on that one, but still I really like Faith and how her character happened. Am I rambling? I think I am. Okay. Also, before I get into Faith and the Mayor and Buffy and Roop and how cool I think that like thing is, I have a small note on Mr. Trick, old Trick, okay? Because I liked him a lot. I thought he was very funny and very interesting, and he was quite stereotypical, I guess you could say, but I did really like him, and I kind of have been thinking, I wish he would have made it to the Ascension, but then that wouldn't really leave room for the whole Faith Mayor thing. So like, I get it, but I also am like, I think it would have been cool if maybe like, what if he was still alive and then Faith, and then what if there was like a little rivalry between them? Do you know what I mean? Like fighting for the mayor's attention kind of thing. I don't know. I guess maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I liked him. So he made it. He was the second thing I wrote down after Faith. So yeah, I don't know. I liked Trick. He was a highlight of my season 3. Faith and the Mayor versus Buffy and Roop. I have way too many words written next to this. So it's kind of the same relationship. You know what I mean? Faith and the Mayor have like this father-daughter love relationship, and then so do Roop and Buffy, but obviously on opposite sides of the good-bad spectrum. I think it's so interesting, and maybe it's a redeeming part of the Mayor's villainness. I'm going to get into the Mayor's villainness, but maybe it's a redeeming part that like because he's supposed to be evil. And evil is not really supposed to give shit about anything, right? Bad Angel. So I kind of think it was cool and interesting that they gave the Mayor that kryptonite. I don't know, that element of like humanness to care so much about Faith genuinely in a way that eventually kind of took him out. Because, you know? Yeah. That's not something that like villains really usually have. So I like that. That was kind of cool. I think it's cool that the Mayor is what Faith needs. You know? Even that little moment, I think I said it in the reaction too, where like she was talking about something. Fuck. What was she talking about? Something about like what the other kids did and versus what she did. And the way he sat there and like listened to that story and then validated it, as opposed to just like not giving a shit. Because like, why would you give a shit? I mean, do you know what I mean? He's a villain. He's not supposed to give a shit about the small details, and he did in that story. I thought that part was really interesting, that he was like, but not you, and she's like, not me. And I don't know, just like a small interaction like that, you could see how much that meant to her, that he was like listening and then validating her. And yeah, he was exactly what she needed. And Roop is exactly what Buffy needs. He's the dad that comes around, because where's Buffy's dad? Did he even come to grad? Was that even talked about it like at all? Is he dead? No, he's alive, because he was supposed to fucking come to her birthday. Oh shit. We're not getting sidetracked. So Roop is there for her. And the one thing that I will not forgive season 3 for is the fact that Roop did not dance with Buffy at prom. Okay? Not even for a second. I needed it. They kind of redeem themselves in graduation when he goes and he finds the diploma. Cute. But I needed that dance, okay? I needed it. In my version of this world, it happened. But yeah, I think that's really neat how similar and different those kind of relationships are. It's really cool. I just have Wesley question mark with 3 question marks actually. What does that mean? Okay. Well, at least you know it's there. Anyway, yeah, I think that season 3 had some fun conflicts. Faith, Buffy, Roop getting fired, even how that worked out, kind of. And even just like all the school talk, university, and like going through that. I don't know. Yeah, it was fun. Okay. Oh, and the fighting scenes. Oh, the fighting scenes, guys. They were so good this season, actually. I liked them a lot. There was a couple moments where I feel like I noticed the stunt double a couple times this season, actually. One time it took me out of the whole moment, and other times it didn't. But the fighting scenes were good. And the skeleton with the poof, I didn't expect an upgrade on the poof, okay? I didn't expect that. The poof is my favorite, and getting a little upgrade, it's like a little treat for me. That's so great. Thanks, guys, for the treat. You can have a little skeleton as a treat. Yeah, fighting scenes, but I mean, that's gonna come. That's probably gonna continue, because you always get better at that kind of shit, usually. And, budgets increase and like all that fun stuff. So love that. Just wanted to note that. Okay, let's talk about the villain. And fair warning, this might be where I ramble. Here's something you guys probably have figured out about me. The villain of a season is going to be highly, like, it's really going to determine a lot of the season for me, because it's my favorite part. And I want to note, I had a lot of fun. I did. I genuinely had a lot of fun trying to figure it out along the way, and like it felt almost like a little game for me. I don't know if everybody like has the little guessing game. I did, obviously. It was fun. I was like, ooh, I'm trying to like find these like little fucking, I don't know, like what could he be? So the mystery of it was fun. And it was an interesting strategy for writing a villain. But it's not my favorite. And yeah, because I just still feel, I don't really know what I feel. I feel like 2 things. I feel like it was, maybe I built it up more than it was built up, because I was having so much fun trying to figure out what the fuck was happening. But I don't necessarily know that the ascension itself was built up in very well, maybe. I don't know. And then the second part is the fact that I only got to see him in his villainy form for like all of 40 seconds. I don't really know how long it was, but like, I don't know. It didn't fill my villain tank. It has some redeeming qualities in that the mayor was really interesting. I liked his little quirks, his little cleaning quirks. He was funny. He did weird shit, like just going and showing up at the library, like he was kind of taunting. He was interesting enough. So he did do like these villainy things, but I feel like it wasn't ever directly to the group. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like we knew of him and we knew that it was coming, but it didn't really affect our day to day. Whereas, like, I hate to just always compare, but like Bad Angel, because it was so fucking good. And not just because he killed Cal, but yes, because he killed Cal and the way he did it. And then the taunting. And then just knowing that someone like that is out there every single night is terrifying. And it's just so good. Whereas, like, because we knew the mayor wasn't really going to do much until he was like in his form, it felt like he didn't really impose a threat too much throughout the season. I hope that makes sense. So for me, he's like a mid-tier villain. You know, he's not going above Bad Angel. He's not going above Spike and Drusilla. No. So yeah, it's just not my preference because I like, you guys know, I like knowing what villains are capable of so that I'm also scared of them. And again, as much fun as I had trying to figure out what he was, I was all over the place. I thought he was maybe a dragon. I thought maybe he was going to be Pumbaa. I don't know. And so that was fun. And it did add enjoyment to my life, but it just wasn't, it's just not my favorite villain. And so I think that's why I like season 2 better. I don't know. It's a little bit of everything. Okay. Let's move on from villain talk. I do, however, think season 3 finale. Oh, I almost said it and then I got scared to commit. It's my favorite finale so far. Is it? I don't know. I had that written down, and then as I was going to say it out loud, I was too scared to admit it. It was definitely the most fun finale. Let's go with that. It was definitely the most fun finale so far. It was the most, like, satisfying finale so far. Okay, one of my favorite fucking things about season 3 is the whole school acknowledging everything. The Umbrella Award? Are you kidding me? That's so cute. And then going from that to just the finale when they stand up and they take their gowns off and they've all got weapons. Holy fuck. See, I'm getting excited talking about it because it was so good. It was so fun. It was like action packed. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like maybe season 2 finale was like emotion packed. Even though I think I cried more in season 3 finale. Okay, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, I really enjoyed the finale a lot. It was the most fun finale. I'm saying it. Don't kill me. I have so many moments like from the finale that I love. Obviously, the school body standing up and having the weapons. But one of my favorite moments is a Xander moment. What the fuck? It is though. Kind of. Okay, listen. Here's a moment that stands out to me that I can't stop thinking about, and I'm trying to put into words why. The moment when Oz looks back at Xander and goes, Xander, and then he looks at him and then he says, yes, shoot. That's like one of my favorite moments. And I think it's because I think that shows Xander's growth like in a nutshell. Because listen, Oz is smart. He knows what he's doing. Okay, he knows he's got weapons and he knows bad guys are coming at him. And so he could just shoot. But the authority of that was given to Xander. And I think that moment just shows like how much trust we have in Xander. It's also the delivery of the line. The way Oz looks back and says, Xander, like he's got his full confidence in him. He's waiting for Xander's go ahead. There's something so good about that moment that just like it like hits me in the gut. I'm like, fuck, holy shit. And then to top it off, the moment ends with us like shooting fire. It's so cool. So cool. But yeah, it's a moment that I like that is maybe not supposed to be a standout moment, but really was for me. Go Xander. Damn, man. Go Xander. Okay. I also love the shots that we go through with Buffy bringing the mayor through the school. Through the hallway. Like that, it's just, I can't get it out of my mind. And like the going through the school, going through that hallway, ending in the library, and then Root being the one to blow that shit up. I just, like, I feel like it could not have been more perfect. It was so much fun. The whole school being in on it, and then even the ending scene where, like, Oz is like, we survived, and then he says high school. It just, something about these 3 seasons feel like the end of, like, it feels like the end of, like, an era. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a neat little package. Like, season 1, 2, and 3 is just, like, growing up in a little package. It's like, I kind of, well, obviously I cried. I feel like everyone grew up, and now, like, we got to go out into the big bad real world, as if high school wasn't fucking bad enough. God damn, I really liked season 3 finale. A lot. So there's that. Okay. Let's talk about some standout episodes. Holy fuck, I am rambling. Shit, and my cheeks are getting hot because I'm getting excited talking about it. Maybe I liked season 3 more than I thought. I did like season 3 a lot. It's just that, yeah, okay, yeah, we're fine. Some standout episodes. The Wish. I mean, aside from the obvious, Willow and Xander vampire. Let's not bring up the Xander vampire thing, okay? But let's bring up the Willow vampire thing. We could talk about that all day long, honestly. But just overall, The Wish was such a cool concept. And I can't remember how I felt about it at the time. Maybe I'd have to go back and look, but I feel like it fit. I feel like it was one of those episodes where, like, it wasn't necessarily, like, main storyline stuff, but that it felt fine. Whereas, like, season 2 kind of suffered from that a little bit, where sometimes, and I think we talked about how, like, there were some leftover episodes from season 1, and maybe that's why I felt that way, but I do feel like it suffered in, like, build up, and then, like, some random fucking episode. Whereas, like, I feel like when season 3, kind of these different concept episodes, it fit better. I don't know. The Wish, for me, is that. So is the Zeppo. Zeppo? That one. Yeah, I really liked The Wish. I think it's fucking cool to think of, like, different timelines. Wow. So cool, I had to put my hand on the wall. I've never done that before. I think it was really cool to go there. And then just seeing how different it could be. Interesting. And then Doppelgangland? I don't think I say that word right. You know the one. I mean, aside from the obvious, like, double dose of Willow, I can't get over the acting in that and what it takes to act. It's like acting Inception. There's layers to it. You kind of have to be like 4 people. Willow has to be Willow and Vampire Willow, and then Vampire Willow acting as Willow, and then Willow acting as Vampire Willow, and they're all different. And that's just so fucking cool. I liked it a lot. And I think it gave Willow a lot of growth. I think it pushed Willow's character forward a lot. I really liked that episode. And then the obvious, the prom, graduation ones, like, the whole entire ending of the season, I really, really enjoyed. Should we talk about Zeppo? Because it might be my favorite. Why the fuck do I like all the Xander episodes? But guys, it's just, I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. You said that already. Here's why. I think most of you know why. You get it. It's a fucking cool concept and it's a cool episode. That's the of it. As someone who is not a Xander fan, maybe I like this episode more. I don't know if you are or were a Xander fan at the time of that you first. Holy fuck! If you were a Xander fan when you first watched this episode, why do I sound like I'm on the shopping channel? Oh my god! Focus. Okay. Listen, if you're a Xander fan when you first watched this episode, can you tell me if it had the same impact on you? Here's my thoughts on it. Because I remember right at the beginning of the episode, Cordelia and Xander. And Cordelia said something mean to Xander, like called him, like, useless or something. And I remember thinking, like, hey, what the fuck? That was so unnecessary. And, like, What made that different than every other time that Cordy has made fun of Xander and I've laughed? But there was something different about it. And I felt unnecessary. And instantly, right at the beginning of the episode, I was like being defensive for Xander, who's a character that, like, of course, I adore him. Okay, he's great, but he's not my favorite. I'm not gonna like fight to the death for him. So I don't know. I just think it's good writing. Like, how do you have to have that moment at the beginning? I think for the rest of the episode to work. I think. I just think that's good writing, like right from the beginning. Okay, and then the rest of the episode was just, it was really fucking fantastic, because a concept episode like that can so easily go wrong if it's not done right. And it was just done so right, honestly. Like, the fucking end of the world is happening, and I didn't care. And it was loud and obnoxious, and I didn't care. It was like the cool shots of going from the loudness to the quiet. But even leading up, okay, that's the end of the episode. But even leading up to that, there was something so uninteresting about the apocalypse. But it had to be interesting enough for me to understand that, like, it was a big deal. But it was uninteresting enough. Are you following? For me to care more about what was going on with Xander and these random dudes. There's just something about how you knew that you were supposed to be paying attention to Xander this episode. Everything that Xander was going through was smaller. Like, even, okay, let's go to the end of the episode. Like, a bomb going off in a basement. Yeah, that's shitty. That's not going to be great. It's probably going to kill some peeps. But we had the apocalypse, like the end of the world. That was going to kill everybody. Yet this felt bigger and more important. And I think that's so fucking cool. I can't get over it. I liked it. The cool, like, stark contrast going from, like, the loud shit that's happening in the library and everything's like busy and crazy to the instant silence in the basement with that bomb and the two of them. It was like my heart rate was opposite of everything in the show. When we were dealing with the craziness of the apocalypse, I was like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. Take me back to Xander. And it was, and then we go back and it's quiet. And all of a sudden my heart rate's through the roof. I'm like, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck. Yeah. I mean, you guys get it, but that's just, I love when shows do shit like that. It's kind of like, The Wish wasn't as like grappling to me. It was just more like interesting. But I love that the show just kind of keeps pushing limits. And I like that it's just not the same every time. I like that we can get these cool episodes where the concept is so fucking different and we understand it, but it feels like it fits. And then watching how brave Xander was, like, that was just a big old moment for him. Like, I'm sorry. Great episode. Might be one of my favorites. Like, it might be up there with Hyenas, man. Even in the end, he didn't even, like, you know, like, he didn't even say anything. He didn't even say, like, guess what the fuck happened to me. Okay, so that's, like, maybe my favorite episode of the season. I don't think it's the best episode, but I think it's my favorite episode because I remember thinking about that. I'm still thinking about that episode. I think I'd go back and rewatch that one a lot just to pay closer attention to the smaller details. How did they do that to me? You know? Yeah. Anyway, I feel like my forehead's shiny. Okay. What are we doing now? Okay, Zeppo. Did you see it? Look, I had it in all caps. Anyway, what are we doing now? Those are my standout episodes. I'm sweating because I got so worked up talking about that fucking episode. Plus, I'm drinking hot beverages, but what's going on with me? Okay, that's all my word vomit on season 3 because the next thing I have is some Angel predictions, season 4 predictions, and then a little treat. So overall, I liked season 3 a lot, but I still feel like it didn't pack the emotional punch that season 2 did, and the season 2 villain was better. But I still really liked season 3. I have such a hard time with this because it's like, it was still so good. So please don't take that as me saying like, season 3 wasn't good. It was great. I loved it. I loved it. I'm so fucking pumped for season 4. Okay. Let's do season 4 predicts before we get into Angel, because I feel like, oh my God, I need to chill the fuck out. I can't. I get excited when I talk about Buffy. So stupid. Let's do season 4 predictions. Here's the thing. I don't have a lot because it's gonna be different. And the ones I have are so fucking obvious. Like, okay, we're going to college. Cool. Like, here's what I think. Okay, we're gonna get a new love interest for Buffy. Because she's gonna struggle probably with parting with Angel. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe she's like, cool, bro. Peace. But I feel like she'll struggle. Then there's going to be a new love interest, because there's always a love interest. And maybe it'll be a fucking human being. Maybe. Do we want that? You know, werewolves and witches we could also date. No vampires, though, okay? Roop is a question mark in my mind. Is he gonna go be a librarian at the college? I just don't know what's gonna happen there. But obviously, he'll be around. I feel like Xander is a question mark for me. How does he fit in here? And I also feel like, are him and Anya, are him and Demon Lady gonna date? I think they are. I think they're gonna date. Is she going to college there? I don't know. But how's Xander gonna fit in? Because he's not going to college there. But he's gonna be around. Anyway, I guess it's all the same town, whatever. He could work anywhere and still see them. Okay, maybe it's not as whatever. But it is going to feel like a whole new world. And the high school, I wrote this down, the high school. Are we going to visit there? Do we think that the high school will be a place where people go visit? Or maybe they won't even rebuild it. Or maybe they'll rebuild it and that will somehow become a piece of the storyline. I don't know. I just feel like the high school is so symbolic. Blowing it up was so symbolic that I'm like, are we going to go back there? Are we going to revisit it? Is Roop going to be a librarian there? And then maybe we'll have to revisit the high school. And then maybe there will be we have to save some high school kids. I don't know. How's the high school going to fit into this? Maybe it just won't. Anyway. And then obviously we're going to get some new characters, which I'm excited about. I'm excited for some new characters that are going to stick around. We always get new characters. I know that. But main ones, because I'm sure that they'll meet people at college and then we're going to have to tell them about our crew, our life, our day-to-day. A little wacky. Yeah, so I'm excited for some new characters. Okay, what do I think we're doing for a villain? I don't really know. Because I'm like, are we going to go back to Vamps villains? Which I don't know that we'll ever again have a main vampire villain. Obviously, I could be wrong. But I feel like our vampire villains are the ones along the way. Trick. And then our big villains, what are we going to do? Is it going to be a little more psychological villain? Is it going to be a woman villain? I mean, Faith was obviously one, but that would be so cool. But then also maybe just some classics. I'm still kind of waiting for a more techie villain. Maybe we're not there yet. But we did in season 1, we did that. So maybe a more kind of but I wonder if we'll venture into psychological, but we kind of did that with Angel. Fuck, I don't know. I'm just excited to see, but I have no predictions. My predictions is Anya and Xander are going to date. Buffy's going to find a new boyfriend, probably. Oz and Willow will probably keep dating. And Roop, I don't really have any good predictions. I am excited, though, to see how Buffy and Angel storylines kind of mix. Yeah, that might be what I'm most excited about, actually. Oh my God, and Buffy's mom. What's going to happen? I think she'll just kind of always be there. Will her dad ever be there again? I don't really know. Yeah. I don't have any fucking good predictions. Okay, then let's talk about Angel. Angel, the show, not the vampire himself. I wonder if he's going to have to find love interests. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, that's not my here's my basic stuff that I think of Angel. So, character spills. There's gonna have to be, well, maybe Angel's enough of a character to carry a spinoff because he's a pretty prominent fucking dude in Buffy. So maybe he was enough. I'm trying to think of how it usually goes, but I feel like we're going to have some character spills. Some people are going to go over. And when I thought about it, what about Wesley maybe? Maybe that's why I had Wesley with all the question marks. That's probably it. That's maybe that thought. Because where does he fit in? What's he going to do? But I feel like he wasn't written out. I guess he could stay in town. No, he said he was going back. I don't really know what's going to happen with Wesley, but I feel like he's not leaving. So I was like, maybe he'll end up there. Another person I was thinking of was Cordy, because Cordy also confuses me a little bit. Here's why. Because remember, I talked about like how they're keeping her relevant, and it had to be for a reason. And you can say like at the end, okay, no, too far. Let's go back. Okay, so when Cordy and Xander broke up, you could have very easily written her out as a character. I love her. Okay, I love her. She's great. She's funny. Lots of great stuff about Miss Corn. Okay, but she is a character that you could have written out, like over time. You know, she could have gone back to being her little bully self, and then had her moments back with the crew, and then like written her out, and that would have been fine. But they didn't. And so I was like, okay, they're keeping her relevant for a reason. And then we had, the ending with the dress stuff and the Wesley stuff and whatever. But I don't think that was it. I just have a feeling that they were like keeping her around for something. But I don't know where she's going to school, or do I? I don't know what she picked. Do I? Do we? Maybe we do. So maybe it wouldn't fit with her being a part of the Angel cast. But I don't know. It was a thought. And then Drusilla and Spike? Maybe? Maybe they could come back to Angel. They have to come back. At least to die. Because there's just no way. Spike left again. He left alive-ish. He's a vampire. But you know what I mean. So I wonder if they come back there. Maybe that's why they didn't kill them. Maybe they'll come back and be a part of like Angel, the show, not the vampire himself. I'd like that. Okay, and then the other note I have here is like spin-offs are usually, they're like a different vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like they just have like a different, like you can't just be the same as the main show. So you have to have like a different aesthetic, a different vibe, a different feel. And I just wonder if Angel, I don't know. I wonder if it'll just be like, maybe it will be less funny, like a little more serious, a little more dark toned. I kind of hope that it is, and also hope that it isn't, because obviously I love the comedy. I like laughing. But I mean, as long as I'm still getting that from Buffy, whatever. So I'm interested to see how it's just gonna have, like, what different feel is it gonna have, tone wise, theme wise, because our main guy is a vamp. Already it's kind of different. I'm excited. Shit, it's gonna be cool, I think. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, that's all I have. I don't really have too many predictions aside from, I feel like it's got to be darker because Angel can't even come out during the day. Sorry, that's not funny. So like, nighttime vibes. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm sensing. Yeah, nighttime vibes, and maybe Wesley will be there. Is Angel gonna date other vamps or humans again? I think we should stop with the human dating for him too. If I'm gonna be Buffy's mom, I'll be his mom too, and put strict dating rules in. That's not gonna happen. He's 100% gonna date a human because he has a soul. Rough go for him. I'm also excited for all the new characters in Angel. Like, we're gonna get to meet so many new people because we're gonna have to build a little cast. Like we have like a little starter pack, but we need to build a little cast. I just like meeting new characters and like having all these different little fun times together. Okay, I've been rambling a lot, and now I feel like I feel differently. I feel like, what if season 3 was just fantastic? No, see, I can't commit. I think that the season 1-2 combo has to stay. Anyway, Okay, if this might be where we part ways, because anything I say after this point is not going to matter, and it's just for fun. So, um, if this is where we part ways because you only give a shit about Buffy and Angel, that's cool. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the thank you because I have to do it every time, and you guys are going to get sick of it, but I don't care. So, thank you guys for everyone for being here with me. There's like kind of a lot of you now, and it's so crazy and exciting. Ah, thanks for like sticking through my weird rambles, laughing with me, crying with me, all the moments. It's insane. I still, maybe I'll just never wrap my mind around it, this experience, and maybe I just have to be okay with that. Because every fucking season I'm like, I can't believe that this is how this is going. um And now, for those of you who choose to kind of come and watch Angel too, we get to do this fucking twice a week and hang out. Like it's just so great. Yeah, thank you for being here with me while we do this. It's so much fun. If you want, come to the Discord. I didn't know how to transition there. If your link doesn't work, let me know because it is a lot of fun. And whenever I post videos, I go and hang out in there and we kind of like live chat through it all. And I'm going to do that with Angel as well. So come hang out in the Discord. Although I know the Discord's not for everybody. It's just not everybody's thing. And for those of you who just, comment on Patreon or send me little messages or DM me or even just those who just like the posts, like I see you and I'm just so glad everyone's here. I'll see you in season 4 if this is where you drop off. But if you want to stay, I'm going to talk about where I think each of the characters would go for vacation. Why? I don't know. I have no fucking idea because it's all I have thought about for a while. I did this in my season 1 rundown, like all the favorite foods, and then I didn't do one for season 2 because I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't joke around too much. And then I regretted it. So now you have to hear it again, okay? The only rule is I will not be elaborating further on any of this, okay? This is just shit that I make up because I think it's fun. You are welcome to disagree, but you would be wrong if you did. Where should we start? Who should we start with? Okay, let's just start with Buffy, okay? Buffy. So keeping in mind, this is where everyone will go for their ideal vacation, okay? Buffy, she's going on a cruise, okay? Because she doesn't want to be available, but she wants to kind of be available. Like she wants to not be available, but she wants to have like a normal, fun kind of time. So like a hot cruise, not one of those fucks that take you through the icebergs, okay? She's going hot cruise. Probably like a 7 to 10 day, honestly. But she needs to be in a place where like when you're on like you turn your phone off, okay? You're in the middle of the fucking ocean. No one can reach you, and that's perfect for her. But she also wants to have like some luxury stuff, like a hot tub and a balcony and just do like normal people stuff, like wake up and eat melted cheese with a side of bacon for breakfast. And then for dinner, have pizza and pasta and something you don't really recognize, and then you eat and then ice cream after, and then ice cream again later in the day. I just think that would be her vibe. She'd be going on excursions, she's scuba diving, she's snorkeling, she's doing it all, but she doesn't want to be reachable. Make sense? Makes sense. Okay, good, glad. Mama J, I think Mama J's going to New York. I had a tough time with this one, but I was like, because I feel like she would like something warm, like a beach vacation too. But I think she picked New York. I think Mama J would just like to go shopping, watch some Broadway, and I can't really pinpoint why, but I feel like Mama J would be fine with rats. Yeah, I can't elaborate on that. It's just a feeling. So I think she'd do fine in New York. So she's going to go for dinner, but then she's also going to eat pizza at like 2 a.m. She's going to, I just feel like she's a New Yorker at heart. Xander is going to Miami. He's going to Miami spring break style, okay? He's staying in one of those like beach resorts, not the ones that like just are like 1 to 2 stories, like the huge, like 20-story buildings that are usually white, right on the ocean, that are just like always filled with 20-year-olds drunk off their faces. You know, they're on the beach, like, ugh. He might try surfing at one point, but I don't think he'd be good at it. I understand you have to be 21 to drink in America, but I don't think it matters on spring break. If I'm being honest, I don't think it fucking matters. He's going to Miami. He's probably going to get sunburned, honestly, because I don't think he'll like put sunscreen on ever. I think he'll just party all day, which is great for him. He deserves that, okay? He'll meet a lot of people. He'll make out with a lot of women, and it'll just be perfect. It's loud. It's obnoxious. He'll sleep till 5 p.m. and then wake up, toss back some Gatorade, head down to the beach. All right? I think he would wear a lot of Hawaiian shirts, though, which might not work for the whole, like, picking up women thing. I don't know about that one, though. Maybe he'll learn. Miss Cordy, she's picking, you know those, like, little huts that are, like, over the ocean? You know those ones? Where the fuck are they? Like the mall? I don't think I know how to say that word. The ones where like you walk out of your room and you're on the ocean. Okay, you can like see the ocean through the floor. Okay, people come out in like fucking boats to bring you your breakfast. That's where she's going. She's living luxury for as long as she wants, honestly. She doesn't want to get sand in her butt, so she doesn't want a beach. She wants to be in the ocean. You know what I mean? Skip the sand and just be in the ocean. She'll just sit there all day and she'll tan. She will wear sunscreen though. She might get like a little burnt on the cheekies, but like other than that, she's fine. She's going to be living her best life. Like watching stingrays and shit. That's her vibe. Roop, I kind of struggled with this one because I have a few ideas, but I think Roop, he might staycation. He might just want a week to himself at his house where he doesn't have to fucking worry about the world ending. That might just be enough for him. You know what I mean? He can like chill out, watch old movies, drink some whatever he wants. Rum. Does he drink rum, whiskey, wine? What? Maybe he'd have one of each, you know? He'd just chill. I think he would enjoy the quiet, but also the piece of like being at home. Yeah. I think he'd order a lot of food, like a lot of different foods. Different food per day of the week. Yeah. I think he's a staycation man. Wesley, though, I also kind of struggle with it because Wesley, he has this like ness to him, but I feel like he's a road trip guy. I think he's road tripping across Canada, honestly. But it's like a little chaotic and not well thought out. Or maybe like no, it's well thought out, but it doesn't always go perfectly for him, you know. He's kind of got to think on his feet sometimes, but he has his little map, like paper map, and he would have like his everything kind of written out where he's going, you know, what hotel he's going to stay in. Sometimes maybe he would even camp like in a tent and stuff. I think he'd really immerse himself in the road trip culture. And then I think at the end of it, he would be fucking exhausted and maybe maybe a little crazy, if we're being honest. But I think he'd have fun. Willow. I also really struggle with Willow because I feel like she'd want to go like somewhere very artsy, but I settled on backpacking. Like maybe a little Asia backpack trip because she could cover multiple countries at once. Okay. And I think she's staying in the hostels. She's going to the beach parties, but then she's also doing like the hikes and like going to the animal things. What the fuck are they called where they like help animals? I think she's like sitting in tree houses, kind of reading books and testing out new spells. But then at the same time, I think she's like trying out, you know, street food at like 2 a.m. and having fun. I think that's what she's doing. I think she's just like going through the motions, you know? Yeah, I think she's our little backpacker. Oz, though. Oz is coming to Canada too. Why do I have two people doing a Canadian vacation? No one fucking picks Canada to vacation in. But Oz, listen, Oz, he's coming to Canada. He's coming to my home province, and he's going straight north. He's going right up there. Polar bear capital of the world. Okay, he's going to Churchill, and that's where he's going. Because you take a train up there, I think he would love that. He would love that little ride. Take a train up there, then you go polar bear watching, and you also get to see like all the beluga whales, depending on the time of year, and like there's so many cool animals up there. It's cold as fuck, but I don't think he would mind, you know? Also, the northern lights up there, insane. And I just feel like that's something he would really appreciate. I think he would love that. I think that would be like his favorite part of the trip. And I also think he would really like polar bears. I don't know. I can't explain it. Okay, and then Angel as well. He's going somewhere cold as well. I mentioned this. I think he'd be a good snowboarder. And so I think he's going to some like remote mountain, some cold location in the middle of nowhere. Maybe he's going to Canada too. Maybe he's going up to the Northwest Territories or something, you know? And he's going to go hang out up there, not at a resort where anyone's at. He's getting that lone cabin at the top of the mountain. And he'll just wake up every day and he'll have his little coffee. And do vampires have coffee? I don't know. His little warm blood? No. Okay. Anyway, he'll grab his snowboard. He'll go down the fresh powdered snow hill thing. He'd probably see some wildlife. He might even see a moose, but he's not going to care. He's going to be able to enjoy that. He's not going to be terrified the way that I would be terrified. But yeah, and then he would just chill in his cabin where it's quiet. I think he'd enjoy that. Okay, and then guess what? I wrote down Spike. Okay? Big player in season 3. But I think about him, okay? He's always going to be included in my shit until he dies. Where do I think he's going? I just kind of feel like if he's going on vacation, he's going to want to go somewhere. There's a caveat to it. I get that he's a vampire, so he can't really go out in the daytime. But I still feel like he's going on a wine tour. Something about him that just makes me feel like he would like drink wine. Do you know what I mean? And enjoy it. Yeah, I think he would do like a wine tour in France or something, you know? I think he'd be into that. I think he'd enjoy learning about it, and then he'd also get to like drink his little wine and eat his little cheese, even though I don't really think he needs to eat the cheese, but I think he would just do it for the aesthetic of it. And yeah, I think he would like that. Well, maybe he'd crush the grapes with his feet and stuff. Is that what they do on those? I could see him having fun doing that. Yeah. I think he's a wine tour guy. Okay, and last, certainly not least, Faith. Faith, it was hard because I could see her having fun anywhere. Honestly, I'm like, but I don't think she'd want like alone time per se. I think Faith is going to some like rock festival, like a festival, like a week-long rock fest, just like partying and concerts every single fucking night. You don't go to sleep till like 5 a.m. You sleep till 2. It's sweaty. She's in a tent. It's sweaty. You survive off hot dogs and you're fine with it, okay? And you drink way too much. You're always dehydrated, but you drink enough water to convince yourself that you're hydrated, but you're not. And it's just chaos from beginning to end. But you get to wear cool shit, okay? Any outfit goes. Any outfit goes at a festival. Especially a rock festival. Wear whatever the fuck you want, okay? By the end of it, you have like a half broken arm and no voice. But you have memories. Lots of memories. Yeah. So, fun. So that's what I think about it at night. What about you guys? Okay. That rambled enough. I don't know how long this is going to be. Next week, Buffy season 4, Angel season 1. So whether I see you at one or both of those, can't fucking wait. Thank you for being patient on my week off. It wasn't really a week off. I just had to do a bunch of other shit so that I could get ready and make room to do this twice a week and sometimes maybe more. So I'm very excited. In case you couldn't tell, my cheeks are so hot. Like I got way too into this, but what a good show, guys. You guys know that. That's why you fucking watch people watch it. Like, you know this is a good show, but I'm so thoroughly enjoying it. It's like, even when I don't like it, I like it. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, it's not that I never like it, but you know what I mean? Holy fuck. I can't talk anymore. What am I talking talking about? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for being here. You're all the best. I will see you in the next ones. Bye.